Hello, welcome to Contesting the Flanks. So this video is kind of the opposite of the dividing the attack video. It's like the opposite side of the same coin. Although, both aren't so rigid that, the dividing the attack video is just about attack and this video is not, just about defense. You can apply the kind of theories into all sorts of different kinds of situations. So for this video, I want us to think about in a slightly more defensive manner, but I want you to think about, regardless of what position you're in, what flanks are available for you and for your opponent. So in this particular video, we're on the first part of Dorado. So there's basically three main paths. So there's obviously main, and all of the points in main, like these little pathways. So that's one. Then there's these stairways, and then there's that wall all the way to the left that only some characters can get over, like Sombra, Pharah, Genji, whatever. So when it comes to defending, contesting your flanks, for solo queue, I primarily suggest the following. Your teammates are typically, like 99% of the time, they're going to be blocking main with like a Reinhardt or whatever, and then what I suggest for certain players like Roadhogs, Zenyatas, McCrees, whatever, and other people can fulfill it too, but specifically those kinds of characters, they should be contesting one flank. So what this is going to usually do is you're going to have a strong side and a weak side. So right here in this situation, I'm electing to make these stairs our strong side, which means the wall over there is going to be our weak side. So if someone were to come from that area, we would back up and give them that space. But if someone were to come through these stairs, we're going to fight the hell out of them. So you could also go the route of like defending all of the flanks, but for solo queue, I don't quite recommend that. For teams and for scrims, I would absolutely practice that kind of style because it can be really good. It just requires a lot of coordination. But for solo queue, I think it's just fine to have a strong side and a weak side. And Overwatch maps are usually designed in such a way where there are multiple paths. Like old school Eichenwald before they patched it, that was a map that was quite different than the others in that sense. But now they added that that path, and Pharah can go over on like the right or left and whatever. Anyways, there's situations like that. But in general, Overwatch maps almost always have multiple paths to attack a specific area, a point of contention. So yeah, okay, so let's get into it. So we're gonna see here that I'm basically trying to contest these stairs, and and my teammates do a really good job of helping me. Like Soldier and Roadhog do a really good job of helping me out here. So what's gonna happen is their Roadhog's gonna come and try to push this, and we're just gonna collapse on him.
Can't just give up this right side though. Nice pick.
Okay, so if I'm not mistaken, Roadhog just used his hook now. So then their Roadhog is going to go for our Roadhog since our Roadhog just used his hook. Actually, let me just confirm that. Did he use his hook?
Nice pick.
Yeah. Okay. So cool. Their Roadhog though, he kind of messes up the combo. I'm not sure why he didn't right click, hook left click. Instead, he just hooks and then left click, and then was probably just assuming he would win the fight with another left click. Or what he does is he uses his whole hog. And like I said, he probably knows that the enemy Roadhog's hook is down. So anyways, it's still a greedy play. And, Soldier's there, unfortunately for him, and I'm there, unfortunately for him, and we just immediately annihilate him. If me and Soldier weren't there and we left Roadhog alone, then it's more of a 50-50, right? Like, it's much trickier. But because we were making sure that, we had bodies there, it was so much harder for him to actually do anything about that. So basically the lesson here is, make sure you are keeping an eye on these flanks, on these flanking routes, because a lot of people just do not do that. Even if you're just like a Zarya or an Ana. Oh, actually, Ana's I would say she's pretty good at contesting flanks because of Sleep Dart. Not so much at attacking with flanks or, attacking via flanking. But anyways, yeah, I would say just about anybody can, at the very least, just put some pressure there and kind of keep an eye on it, and that should be the bare minimum, just so that that people are coming there. And if you're in voice chat, you can at least tell your teammates to that people are there. Yeah, cool. Okay, so now what I want to do is I want to look at the flip side of this, of contesting flanks. So I'm going to go back in this match. Well, actually, no, I guess it was a different match. Yeah, right here. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to do what I like to call like a soft flank. So I'm going to go, I'm going to utilize this area to my left and shoot at the people on the bridge. This part of Drado is super cool. There's so many things you can do. You can go right. You can go, on this little ledge here. Like people can go up here, or they can go to that route on the right, or people can go left. A lot of people don't utilize this left area, and I try to use it whenever I can remember because it's really powerful. So we'll see why in a moment. So basically, right here, I'm just trying to be a pest. I'm just trying to poke and flank them, just put pressure on them, but I'm not committing. That's why I like to call it just like soft flanking.
There is chaos within you. Moving the payload. Join me.
So you can see that I missed most of my shots, but I hit one that counts. I get Discord, and then Genji just cleans up the fight here. And that's pretty much all it takes, right? Like as soon as we get this, it's gonna be much easier to push the rest of this point. And what the enemy team should have done was conceded this as their weak side and elected to use that other side, the side farthest away from me, as their strong side, and really defended that point really well. Instead, it's solo queue, so everyone's not really communicating very well, and people are just doing whatever the hell they think is right in the moment. So there's not a lot of planning. But you can see here that just like a really soft flank like this can put a lot of pressure when there's nobody contesting you. So this clip probably belongs more in the dividing the attack video, but I just kind of wanted to show you from the perspective of your opponents what it looks like when you aren't doing what you should be doing. So, and alternatively, they could have made this their strong side. And the way you would do that is you send people in this area, right? Like you put people here. You probably put someone in this little room here to poke, and then you put people up here. And then when the other team comes this way to your weak side, then you kind of, dance with them and posture and adapt accordingly. You kind of rotate. Like these people come up here, this person in the room probably goes, over here somewhere, whatever. You do this really elegant dance that unfortunately doesn't happen very much in solo queue. So, and alternatively, when two teams kind of pick the same side to be their strong side, like let's say on attack, you send 3 people down main and you send 3 people on the left side. And on defense, you have 3 people, defending the point around main, and then you have 3 people on that same side, then it kind of just becomes a battle of, who has the more mechanical skill, or maybe it just comes down to like who has more ults or whatever, or maybe somebody gets a really good pick, makes a nice play and stuff like that. So, Overwatch is really dynamic in this way, and it's kind of fun to see how, depending on how you approach the fight, the outcome could be radically different. So that's really cool. Okay, cool. I hope this video was helpful.